the exact moment my supervisor pushed my 5-year evaluation across the desk and quietly labeled my performance as merely adequate, something inside my soul quietly snapped. 5 solid years of sacrificing my personal life, fixing everyone else's mistakes, and holding our entire division together were swept away in a single breath. I stared at her neat office, smiled politely, and made two drastic decisions that would send our whole corporate headquarters into absolute chaos within 48 hours. My name is Rebecca Vance, and I had spent half a decade serving as the invisible backbone of Apex Global Logistics. While senior executives strolled around claiming full credit for major client renewals, I was the silent motor working long after the office lights went dark. I had built every single operational workflow from the ground up after the previous manager quit without leaving instructions, carefully writing comprehensive manuals that kept our massive accounts running without a single mistake. The very morning after my promised promotion was coldly denied, I decided to immediately stop performing any duties outside my official job description. I arrived at precisely 9, ignored the frantic group messages, and refused to resolve messy scheduling errors that belonged to other teams. My coworkers drifted past my desk looking completely lost, thoroughly confused as to why I was suddenly enforcing strict contractual limits instead of rescuing them from their daily operational disasters. Instead of working straight through my evenings and stressing over unending corporate emails, I logged off at 5 on the dot to spend uninterrupted time with my young daughter, Maya. For the first time in ages, we baked treats together and talked about her day while my silent work phone buzzed endlessly on the counter. Seeing the genuine joy on my daughter's face made me realize how much of my life I had wasted for an organization that barely cared. By Thursday morning, the total absence of my uncredited labor had thrown the entire enterprise into pure turmoil. A critical partner, Crestview Enterprises, demanded immediate changes to their freight schedules that only I knew how to execute correctly. My supervisor, Brenda, rushed over to my workstation in a complete panic, ordering me to drop everything to save the account right away. But I calmly pointed out that my calendar was already filled with basic compliance tasks, leaving no room for extra duties. When I walked into the building on Friday morning, absolute panic had gripped the entire floor as executive leaders scrambled to stop the falling Crestview account. Brenda and the regional vice president, Arthur Sterling, called me into an urgent private meeting, desperately offering me the exact promotion I had been denied earlier if I would just fix the situation. I slowly leaned back in my chair, pulled out a clean paper folder, and quietly informed them that I was resigning to consider a higher-paying offer from a rival firm. Arthur immediately asked Brenda to step out of the room so he could speak with me one-on-one in his executive office. He admitted that he had been completely unaware of how heavily the department relied on my daily effort, offering to double my pay and build an entirely new managerial position reporting directly to him. I looked at the generous agreement sitting on his desk, carefully weighing whether I wanted a fresh start elsewhere or the chance to fix a broken corporate structure. Over the weekend, I reflected deeply on my career while taking Maya to the local science center for a long overdue afternoon of fun. My sister pointed out that stepping into a higher executive role would finally give me the authority to protect other hard-working employees from being exploited the way I was. By Sunday night, I knew that accepting the new leadership role was not about getting revenge on Brenda, but about permanently claiming the professional respect I had earned. On Monday morning, I walked into Arthur's office at 7:30 and officially accepted the executive promotion under my own strict conditions. I insisted on having total freedom to hire my own support staff and requested that Brenda remain in her current role, proving that my decision was based on high-level strategy rather than simple petty anger. Arthur was thoroughly impressed by my calm professionalism, officially announcing my brand new director role to the entire company by mid-morning. The sudden shift in power sent immediate shockwaves throughout our division as former colleagues realized that I was now guiding our operational vision. Brenda arrived at my desk later that afternoon to hand over departmental files, quietly confessing that she had previously blocked my advancement simply because she was afraid of losing my direct technical support. Her honest admission confirmed that my competence had been weaponized against me, strengthening my resolve to reshape how our firm recognized backroom talent. Over the following 6 months, my newly assembled operational team streamlined our entire workflow, reducing employee burnout while dramatically increasing overall output. The Crestview account expanded significantly after my team restructured their logistics framework, leading executive board members to publicly praise our turnaround. Standing in my new glass office, I realized that true professional power comes from knowing your worth and ensuring your dedication is never taken for granted again.